now beaten every single game. Liquid going straight for that Chen TB. It worked for them in game 2, and they're like, why mess with that recipe? But Boom's opening on the other side is the Death Prophet Tusk, so we're going to be seeing Zai on something else this time. He's not going to get the TP himself.
But look at this, Zeus instantly banned out by Team Liquid. They open up with the TB, but now all the bans should be into protecting him, right? Like the Zeus, now perhaps an Ember in that next ban.
Bat Rider as well, yeah.
Bat, yep.
Are there any others, or those are the main 3?
Maybe Wyvern you consider?
Oh,
out of the support
no, Wyvern's
already banned.
Oh, JK. I was about to say, Wyvern looks really good for Boom.
Oh, actually a PGL instead.
That hero's hit and miss. Real miss.
Real miss lately.
Real miss, and I saw 1 win, and that was it.
That one hit that happened.
No more. Oh, they banned anyway.
Yesterday.
Oh my god, what a fool I look.
The DP Tusk, though, let's talk about that on the side of Boom, because like I said, Zai's not going to be able to get his hands on it now. It is on Boom, and the Tusk was really effective the last time they picked it in this series.
Yeah, I think they're trying to set FBZ up to have a better game. DP is very comfort for him, and also it's just taken away from out of Liquid's hands because they played it 2 games in a row. They've shown it's the go-to for Zai if they can get it. It pairs very well with the Chen. It gives you, this very fast early game push, objective taking, and that's something that Liquid use to overwhelming success in game 2.
Yeah. Ember does go out in the end by Team Liquid. They don't want to play against that as they do have the TB. Meanwhile, Boom, they banned out 2 of the Zoo ones that you just mentioned. Marcy is still in the pool.
I was about to say that if Marcy's still in the pool at the end of this, do you reckon Liquid will just back it up again? Go for that Marcy?
I like it quite a bit with Chen as well, as you can send the creeps up forward as Chen, and then Marcy can rebound off of those, initiate for you very easily, so I wouldn't mind seeing it once more.
Does the Scam Rubik at all feel possible for Boom? Not like, I guess in this lineup, but just in this game in general without seeing many more.
In the game of Dota, it's possible.
He's got me. He's got me with that one. You know what? I fell into it.
It's magic damage, but I still don't love it against the Chen. It just feels like you still get overrun a bit.
Yeah.
But it's definitely playable.
I'd be much more keen for a Snapfire.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, that's the only thing they lack with the Snap is they don't have that like AoE control that they usually pair it with, like the FBZ Mars. I could see. Oh no, Puck's gone. Puck's actually gone. I'm so happy.
Snapfire Void?
Yeah, Snapfire. I know. No.
No.
I mean, there's no Puck matchup, so it is definitely looking better. Yopaj, he also plays the Mars sometimes.
No, I mean
too.
like Void.
Oh, Void. Oh, Faceless Void.
Faceless Void, yeah.
Not Void Spirit, just Void.
There's too many Voids in the game. What do you want from me?
Oh, Yopaj Kotal instead.
Or Scam
I like this pick.
Or Scam, yeah, but it brings a ton of magic damage early on versus the TB. I do like it overall versus the Chen as well. So
yes,
I would love to see it on that mid lane position.
Yeah, it seems like a better answer than the Timber. Like last game they responded with that. This game they've likely picked their offlaner, so I think Cardle just makes sense here, and it's something Yopaj has played, and while it's not like his quintessential playstyle where he's flashy playmaking, he does play Cardle well.
I mean, you say that. It was his first ever professional Cardle game the last time it was played in this group stage, and it was shaky. I'll be real, like he seemed not comfortable on Cardle the way he is with other heroes. His net worth was far lower than someone like 9, and it was only later on that he really started to shine on the hero.
That's a quick 1-2 Tiny and Snap right there.
Do you feel like the Snap Tiny, whilst obviously very versatile and good in Liquid's lineup, it is a little bit of a we can't let Boom have these?
It could be a little bit, right? It could be stealing the Snap away from them. A lot of magic damage versus TB always comes in handy in those earlier stages of the game. Plus, you can kill him off from distance. He doesn't even get the chance to use his Sunder. But I'm wondering, which one of these two do you think is the core? Is it the Tiny?
I thought it'd be Tiny.
Yeah.
Just if this is like a core Cardle, your blink timing on Tiny is what's gonna give you that gap close. And it also means that if Snap were to come mid, it's very easy to just like avalanche into a cookie and like have that little bit of kill threat there on the Cardle.
The Jug on the side of Boom. We see them pick up their carry as well. And how do you feel like it goes? Well, not only with their lineup, but as it goes into later game, that scaling against the TB, how are the timings and comparisons in the matchup?
it's definitely not a TB counter. If anything, in the past, TB was like considered the counter pick to Jug because, you know, Omni Slashers, all these illusions. Jug builds have kind of evolved, and like there's a lot more damage output coming from Blade Fury with the talents, plus the Mjolnir build that you often see. But I think more than anything, it fits Boom and their kind of tempo that they want to play at. It gives them like this ability to play around the Death Prophet ultimate, take a lot of early objectives, secure Roshan, and try and beat the TB's item timings. And I think Jug's gotten better against the TB in recent patches.
I would say that the function is kind of a curve. Like both of them have different power spikes according to what items they get at what times. Like Jug can definitely be pretty good against the TB, but so can TB.
Yeah.
I also really love Jug's playstyle, like the way Boom, I've seen them play it. You have this like Maelstrom, you get your shard, and you're just kind of face tanking like the fog, because you can just spin into it and you have like a blink and you're able to be really mobile and doing loads of damage. And like Boom would do a lot of like pokes and prods with their blink spin.
One thing that I thought Team Liquid might do, and something that Boom Esports is also kinda expecting, is to have Tiny plus Snap on the offlane, the two of them. And then you last pick a mid laner that can actually jump on top of Kotal easier. And you can see Puck and Storm Spirit both banned out by Boom Esports. For me, Tiny, like you guys mentioned this blink against the Kotal that you get on Tiny. It's good, but for me, Kotal moves like 600 movement speed. Like, it travels, wind lace. You can blink, but that doesn't even mean that you will be on top of him. By the time, if he just catches a glance of you, he's already gone.
I mean, there's a lot of catch though in the pool as well. Like a Kunkka with long range X marks could be a really big issue for Kotal. I don't know if they can ban every single thing out.
Yeah. The conundrum is like which one of these heroes is good against Kotal in that catching way, but also doesn't get destroyed by him on the mid lane with constant spams.
Yeah.
And I guess I think the good news for Boom is even if they feel like Kotal's being addressed, they can put it back on the support. If you look at Liquid's bans, they don't know where some of these heroes are going. Death Prophet can go mid or offlane, Kotal can go mid or support.
Very good point, yeah.
And because Boom have this final pick of the draft, they get to kind of, you know, get a full read of Liquid's draft, then decide how they want to play Kotal and Death Prophet.
Anything standing out for Liquid as well, this final pick now that all the bans are done? You're gonna have to wait.
This is my favorite, yeah.
There you go.
100.
Yeah, you guys predicted that one. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, that's really good because it's going to get a Wraith Pact. It's going to really like help nullify a lot of the magic damage coming out from Boom and team fights.
I want to think about how Boom are going to do their lane matchups now. Do you think that Kotal is going to have to go back to support? Could they keep it as a core? What is this last pick going to be?
Looks like a good core game to me, in my opinion.
Great.
Yep.
I mean,
It's still pretty solid. One Illuminate Blast isn't that great versus Visage, but overall you amplify the magic damage on him and you spam him constantly, so it's all right.
you could pop the Vessel to maybe break his cloak.
Exactly. You could decide to go full mad mode with something like a Viper into the Visage as well, but I don't think it's that necessary.
Yeah. It does feel weird, like last picking a support here, but at least that's what looks like could fit their draft. Like just get some kind of AoE magic damage, like Jakiro type hero. Enchantress. Okay.
There you go.
All right. They're looking to win the lane. I think, or at least contest the lane, because Visage is a very strong laner. Level 1 Soul Assumption, hard to play into. So Scam going for the comfort pick.
Yeah, he's both, right? Like he can nuke you down, and it's really hard to deal with because Jug's like spin is on way too long of a cooldown. But what he is weak at laning is he has no disengage. He has no way to get out. It's so scary.
I was going to say, they're taking their time with where this Snap and this Tiny are going to go, but Mickey picks it up. So now we know where that Tiny is. It's the Tiny up against Kotal. Are you liking this mid matchup a little bit more? How's it going to play out into the late game?
It's pretty solid. The mid lane, like many mid laners have said, it's not that difficult for either one of these two to find enough farm. There's a ton of region. Where this game is made or broken for Team Liquid is on the offlane for me. Zai needs to have a really good game, but not only him, his teammates need to go and help him as soon as the laning stage is kind of about to be over, because Visage is that type of a hero. You need to buff him up as soon as possible.
Yeah, like if they do want to do a lot of mid rotations like we've seen them in the past, like that leaves Zai very vulnerable.
Alrighty, well, let's just jump straight into Game 3. Liquid up against Boom. We are going to be saying goodbye to one of these teams, but we're going to go say hi to Lyrical and Trent.
Hello. How's it going, everybody? Game number 3. Did you like that?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, she said hi, you said hello. That's how usual human conversations go.
I'm not very good
Great
at them,
job.
apparently.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we're just going to step away from that. In game number 3, Liquid facing off against Boom. I feel like there's been the change that's really made a big impact in that, and that's Matumba Man's hero. Game number 1, the Alk, Terrorblade presented this like really unique set of problems. They didn't have the answer, even with the Timbersaw. Do you think they've addressed it here on the side of Boom?
I think Boom, they've seen it, obviously, and then they've kind of looked at their own lineup, and I do think they have an option to win this game. I think they got their nice little plan here, and I like the confidence of coming to that last pick. There's so much flexibility we talk about in the drafting stage now. Like, this hero can go forward, this can go mid, this can be off lane, and in the end, they just say, wait, our heroes are good. Everything looks good. Like, even in their more casual, more normal roles at the moment right now, let's just grab the Ench, secure our lanes, and try and run this game in our strategy, in our way. And so, Boom, it will be a high-flying, high-octane game for them, whereas Liquid, they definitely have some of the earlier timings that you're going to be looking for. Like, Mickey's going to be on the Tiny, so he's a very kill-hungry mid-hero, and then Zai on this Visage looking to get into that level 6, and then probably heading towards that Wraith Pact.
Once you get that, you open up so much more around the whole rest of the map. That ward placed down, kind of interesting to spot some movements there by Boom. Curious what that's going to be towards. Maybe they want to try and find the Chen if he's hanging out up on that side, or just see if any camps are blocked or what have you. But regardless, the thing that we can also watch for in this is a Juggernaut. I feel like I haven't seen too many of these heroes recently, although they're all over the place in pubs. Pro matches, they sometimes will slide away from them a bit more, and this could be an interesting pickup. Still pretty decent win rate in one of the heroes with 71% win rate on Dire. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like near the end of the DPC, there was sort of this idea of like, oh, Jug, he's kind of losing some games, doesn't feel that good. But then the group stage, I feel like I saw a lot of good Jug games. He was getting banned out a lot in that second phase. But now coming into it when it all matters, and they have their own fate in their own hands, this is what Jaggy wants.
Can they do it? Shards block Mickey.
He didn't even think about the stairs.
No, he was like, I'm not getting up there. If you hold that a second longer, maybe he heads off to the right. You can maybe get a nice little strap around there, but does not happen. And again, if Liquid win, they are qualified to TI directly off of points. Boom still have an avenue to go, even if they manage to lose this one. And on the other side, if Boom win, then they're qualified, and Liquid are just out of contention.
And off to the qualifiers. So not where you want to be is down bottom here. They're trying to get a little bit of early wrap around here, potential. Conjure Image, but into the lane we go, and of course, first point Divine Favor, first point Conjure Image, not a very scary lane. And again here, we're going to have Tims on the Tusk. So the confidence here in that hero was obviously pretty amazing in game number 1. Had some great saves, but the lane with the Viper didn't go that well. They weren't able to really shut down Matu on the Alchemist. So this time with the Death Prophet, another ranged hero combination that you tend to do very well with, they're going to be hoping to send him to the jungle nice and early here once more.
If they can make that work, and that's going to be the big thing. They're already pulling the wave back behind the tower. Tims will connect this up with the creep wave, and nobody over to, as of yet, interrupt that, as they did do a nice little job connecting the wave and messing around with it there. Zai already forced Skem to use 1 round of the Nature's Attendants, while Boxy is contesting for this 1 range creep, or just a regular melee creep actually. Jackie pulling the wave back too.
I feel like Boxing Zai always managed to split up these waves, right? We've seen the share of the earlier last year as well. It's both of them close to hitting level 2. Definitely some damage potential once they get there, right? You're going to have Cookie as well as the Scatter Blast, Soul Assumption, Grave Chill, whatever they want to do for that big nuke potential. Something that Skem does have to be at least a little bit concerned about. But currently Skem has 1 mission, and that is to get this camp unblocked. And look at Jackie in combination there, ensuring that there won't be a body block there. So they're definitely going to get the spawn on the small camp. And potentially even a stack as well. Yes, indeed. Lots of creeps to work with here for Boom.
Yeah, you like to see that. And the double healing spells that are being used in this lane too. Nature's Attendants, the healing ward drop down. A lot of sustain. The wave going to push into Liquid and then have an opportunity there to get a pull off. We'll see if that actually works out for them or not. In the mid lane, very much a farm fest. So far, though, more denies going the way of Tiny, as you might expect with all that high base damage. Able to sidestep the blast there, but Yopaj very much going to be all about the farm in this one, and maybe heading off to the jungle to get some stacks up.
Yeah, interesting, because I feel like this is one of the matches we don't see that often for the Coddle. I haven't seen much of the Tiny, but I mean, it's just, Coddle's going to blast the waves, do his thing. Will probably be a nuisance as well for Mickey trying to get these runes, because Coddle's just so fast, and then especially like level 6 or something, if they're still hanging around blasting waves, he's going to be bouncing you around too. See, now he's double stacking the jungle up top.
Yeah, no, it's annoying. Super annoying. And Skem chasing around with that chain lightning. creep. Very frustrating to deal with. But you can see the head over to the jungle, picks up the bounty rune. Boxy gets what he needs. And a toss back in the mid lane, only to the creep wave. Yopaj takes a nice little chunk of damage there, but won't amount to that much more. Actually glyphs the wave a second late to get the range creep, but the other one is still full HP. But yeah, Farm Fest mid. Yopaj just needs to stay away from the avalanche combos.
Yeah, he's got to wait out for this 4-minute run. Ooh, got a little bit greedy there.
Oh, Mickey needs a couple hits, but won't get it. Instead, it's somehow in the toss play, Mickey that ends up being under the tower, drops down. Boxy just in the neighborhood to play interrupt and maybe finds a kill. It's actually Tim's that gets first blood. Yopaj lives. Boxy tries to TP out. That could not have gone that much worse for Liquid.
how does Tim's get first blood after all that? That's pretty unfortunate. Obviously, tanking tower hits, not a great feeling when you're playing the Tiny in that mid lane and before level 6. You have 0 armor. You are not gaining any agi on this hero. You're not getting any base armor, and so it's really bad when you're tanking the tower. I think he thought that the creeps were close enough that they were going to be tanking some of the shots for him when he did that dive.
FBZ gets a little bit under fire, as obviously did not have his partner here for the last couple of minutes, and they try and punish to the best of their abilities.
Well, meanwhile, he was busy, though. Tim's managing to hunt down the courier of Insania, so no Bassi at the very least, but
dude, he's
clearly
so farmed already. Tim's has boots. He's got a full wand done. I mean, that first blood was really nice for this Dusk.
Yeah, it was a late one, but it's still worth the cash there for him. FBZ, though, being constantly harassed from Insania. Great Chen play across these matches.
Oh, and the creep dies? Double Mount Boulder? Is it enough? Not quite.
Yeah, it's still going to send him back. I mean, well, he has a salve and a tango. Actually, never mind. He's going to go for it. Going to try and stay in the lane. Has up top, Boxy and Scam still dueling it out there over that camp. Manages to get the block in there just from the body, as there was an attempt to D-ward once more from Scam. So no creeps work with. Has to go over to the other part of the jungle to grab a Centaur, but then it's a little bit more difficult to apply that pressure to Zai, and Zai doing pretty well considering. You know, he's staying in the lane. His last hits are only 11, but I mean, what can you do versus a Juggernaut who's just in your face and you can't really harass him, so he's just going to have the better last hit angles than you.
Right, he's not dying. Well, okay,
he's not dying. He's totally not going to die.
They take it away, the spin, and Zai is there for the stomp. Will he manage to escape? It looks like it. So, I mean, that's about the best that you can hope for in this lane, but it is tough pickings when Jug is just denying everything in your face.
Yeah, you know, the lore is that they're actually oatmeal raisins.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It took me a second to figure out. I was like, what, Ench? And then Matumba Man dies down bottom. Dude, Tim.
Oh, you mean a crucial and really important kill. Okay,
yeah, that's
okay, got
the one.
You. Oatmeal raisin cookies.
Zai. Oh, man. Okay, Liquid really starting to suffer now. I mean, that top lane, it's these two supports. You know, you talked about it. They felt like they liked their draft. They just picked this Ench, which is a bully in the lane. Messes with that bird, trying to get him extra little bits of farm and take off the Grave Chill.
Well, I'm seeing the key to Game 3. Yeah, it's the problem of Game 2, and that's just Scam and Tim's not being able to play any Dota. And they are here, and they're making it loud that they have arrived this time in the game. Back in the job. I mean, look at these stacks that are ready here too. Now, in terms of heroes that come to steal stacks inside Liquid, it's not crazy powerful. Like, they don't have like the group of heroes necessarily.
Nava, toss, Nikkei caught. Oh, Cookie's the other side. Well done by Boxy.
I mean, they can escape, but can they actually contest is the question. You know, I think of like the Razors, the Kunkas. You know, they get in here, they try and take these stacks themselves. Can he stack again? He's gonna be too late. But that's a lot of gold banked up here.
So much gold. Yeah, I mean, if you just get this free form all the way to the Coddle, this is going to be a really tough game for him, for sure.
Zai just doesn't have options, right? The hero isn't really doing anything until level 6. Snap, sort of similar in terms of playing in that area, and then Mickey, you know, has to get some farm for himself, sure, but he just doesn't really have the options here. So Yopaj getting the double blasts off here, nuking through these two camps. And with the help of the Fairies Trinket, makes it even faster.
Yep, cleared through all of them. So all of the stacks taken now. As Yopaj cleans up that one. There might be one more medium camp up a little bit higher.
The crazy thing, though, is you just see how valuable lane creeps are, because guess who's still on top? It's Jackie on this Juggernaut. He is just sitting in the wave. He has 23 denies. He is complete free farm, zero cares hero this game.
Okay. chase down, but he's just going to be pushed back a bit. There isn't really any attempt for a kill onto this Tiny, but they don't need to. It's been a 3,000 gold lead with only 3 kills. This has all been by Boom just pressuring, denying, taking down area away, stacking up the jungle. They're out-efficiencying them.
Question is, how are you going to turn this around for Team Liquid as well? Obviously, you know, Matu, he's going to be absorbing a lot of the safer space on the map right now inside the jungle. And now the pressure comes on that bottom tower. Exorcism immediately popped by FBZ. He wants to knock this down as fast as possible, truly open up this area while Tim's chases down Insania. They're going to try and go for the kill right now. And able to just TP on out of here. Oh, okay. A little closer than I expected. I'll give him that.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
Yeah, right back to the tower they'll go.
Boom.
Oh, look, he's dragging the creeps off the tower.
This is what they need to do. Anything that you can possibly do to slow this game down. Liquid just cannot allow it to get out of control like this. You start losing objectives around the map, Terrorblade's not going to have anywhere left to go to farm. And of course, we are getting close to that level 6 for Zai. He does manage to hang on to the mid wave for a little bit here as that bottom tier 1 tower is going to go down.
Oh, buddy, this is looking rough. That tower is gone. That ward by the outpost has just been there so long, scanning these movements of Matu. They knew that there was no threat of rotation down bottom. And then the whole time, your Juggernaut feels completely confident sitting in lane up top. He's up to 54 and 28 right now.
No fear. He's not going for the Battle Fury build either. He's going in for the Maelstrom. Wants to stay active. Wants to get the stuff done.
Now, there is a level 6 here for Zai, though, so potential for some smoke plays, some tossbacks into stone forms. It really feels like Boxy's the one who needs that level 6 next, so desperately waiting for that tome, because no matter how far behind you are, with a Snapfire on your team, you can pretty much kill anyone with the kisses if you have the stun.
That's true. And Zai's there with the stuns with the birds. That's going to be their avenue to make this happen, but need a little bit longer before they... He's already got it queued up. He's ready. He knows what's coming.
I need that tome, you know?
Real bad.
He's fighting for Insania. They're both mashing their buy key, you know? Even in a pro match, it's just how it goes.
There's no way. He's trying to get into that mechanism on Insania. They know that there's... I mean, there was always going to be this, like, big lead that Boom built up. I just don't think that it was supposed to be this big. Exactly. That is the big differential. Yopaj finds Insania. Solar Bind. Shards. But the Blinding Light pushes him out. All right, Yopaj, a rare mistake there. Keeps Insania alive.
No, see, he was just looking to counter the Hurricane that he thought there was a hidden bird, and he's like, he's going to try and blow this way, and I'll try and blow this way.
I see.
And so Yopaj just over next level.
Oh. That is always a little bit scary when you see your Terrorblade down to about a quarter HP.
Who wants to get sundered?
Yeah. Might just need to keep fighting here, because, I mean, they can't afford to lose mid. They have a catapult, but if Liquid lose this tower, this really starts to feel like impossible to fight into.
Yeah, Jackie's Maelstrom's on the way out. Exorcism still being held. Does he want to join in the fray? There's also still a tome coming for Tims to give him the punch as well.
Bringing numbers. They do have level 6 now on Snapfire with that tome picked up. It's a hard fight to get, but they're smoked up with 2.
Oh, there it is. The kiss is leveled up.
Ready if they have an opening. And Boom, respecting this, are actually stepping back a little bit. They place down a ward, spot out a couple heroes. I mean, Skem and Tims at this point, these kills would be pretty valuable. Like, Ench is almost, it's getting closer to that Visage.
Oh, they see the real value. They're going way past. Those are the supports trying to play the Vanguard up front, giving that vision. Now they're going to hop on the Yopaj.
Couple punches. This is a huge kill. If they can get him, the dodge tries to get away, but Boxy cleans up.
Oh, he's hit the range, you know. He's here in Texas.
Exactly. And doesn't have a cookie to get away, so we'll pay the price, but that kill onto Kato is exactly what they needed.
What a fantastic maneuver. I mean, the positioning there from Skem and Tims is very intentional. Sitting upon that ramp, knowing where Yopaj is farming, they're trying to prevent that by forming like a physical wall to block smokes, right? You see that all the time in pro matches, and sometimes supports end up feeding, and that's okay, because it's all for the greater good. But in this case, they just slip right on past because they had that vision from the help of Insania's creeps, and they find Yopaj way in the back.
12 minutes in, it's still a 4,000 gold lead as Boom have very much taken over the early part of this game. Can Liquid hold off the pressure and try and mount a bit of a comeback when they don't have their ultis, man? Insania, it's the Hurricane Bird to get them away from the army of the dead, which is chasing.
They're rallying.
God, they are really hitting them quite hard. Creeps on birds, on trolls, on skeletons. got a freaking D&D campaign just right in the mid lane here. And eventually, these are going to take down this tower. Boom are not backing out.
These heals on all the summons.
They just keep staying alive, but the punches onto the buildings, eventually it will go down. Will it be denied, though?
Yeah.
They manage it.
It's such frustrating sustained pressure that you have from this Keeper of the Light and all these creeps from the Enchantress.
It's really hard to deal with. You can see their Skem takes back over the creep. So manages to steal one away from Chen. And a 5,000 gold lead as Boom continue to farm. And there has just not been an answer. There hasn't been a way that this fight and this game has looked good for Liquid. They just need to wait for Matumba Man to come online, and only has a Dragon Lance. Still, most farmed hero in the game for them. You can see also there the levels pretty substantial. Visage does finish off now. Vlad's will actually eye up the drums next, so more of these like big amplification of damage items as Mickey able to get cookied over the top. Tosses away. Tim's TP's out, but the Walrus Punch from the low ground.
They're just feeling that strength as a unit, as you said, going for those items and staying together, pushing through, denying space here for Liquid as they hunt down the angle Zai wants to escape out of.
As Birds head on back home, does get brought down low, but they can't connect with the hero itself.
You got one.
Okay.
Tims will take that. Immediately onto the tower, so they have to find the counter pressure somewhere else on the map here from Team Liquid. Time is running out. It's a 6K lead at 15 minutes right now for Boom. And those big objectives are going to fall very easily for them now.
Yeah, this is really hard. I mean, any moment that they want to go across the map, Boom are going to be able to take down buildings, and you can see even with just one hero showing in the bottom lane, you don't feel confident going there with the Terrorblade. You need all your illusions to be hitting creeps at every moment. If they even just die, a couple of them, it hurts your farm so much. Game is just really tough.
I don't even know how you start a fight right now from Liquid at this point. And Mickey he went in for the Echo Saber first, just feeling like there wasn't going to be that many options for initiation. He needed something where he could try and hold back these pushes and also like stay farming alongside his Terrorblade. But without him going Blink, they just have no initiation.
They got the Tumbler's toy and the cookie.
All right, there you go. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He got Tumblers, so he's like, I don't need Blink.
It all has to be absolutely perfect, and if it's not, then the initiation falls away so quickly. And to be honest, you're still playing against Jug. Like if he's in the fight, you definitely can't take it. Maybe FBZ getting caught out of position or something, but God, the game just looks so rough.
Well, especially because they don't even have like oh, and look at this, Mickey. I mean, they know Mickey's up here because of that ward that they left at the top of that ramp there. And they also know that the support is pretty far behind, but yeah, they see them coming now, right? They see Visage, they see Chen, everything on that vision. And he pings it out.
And Boom, actually giving some respect. And again, the strength that you've got is when they're all together. And you have this type of move that happens from Liquid where they bring numbers. The worst thing that Boom could do here would be give away a couple of kills.
Yeah, Liquid can't force the fight.
No.
That is something that you can do on your own terms right now for Boom, and they're itemizing towards a few different things right now. Force Staff is finished up here for Yopaj, so it's going to help out with his general survivability and try and ensure that they can't get the blow-up that they want. Maybe he can get a save onto someone. At the same time, though, Boxy also finishing Force Staff first.
You know, there have been a couple of these games where a lead like this has grown, and then the team that's behind has been able to keep it somewhat even with like really good map positioning and movement and like dodging fights constantly, and then suddenly maybe you get to like 30 minutes and that 6K gold lead, it doesn't feel as bad. But when you've got like these sort of objective takers and you know that Boom are eventually going to go in for the Roche, it feels kind of tough. We'll see if they can do it though on Liquid.
Well, if there's any hero that can do it, it's certainly Terrorblade. It would be nice if he had a little bit of help, though. His help, oh man, that pushback with the Solar Bind is so much damage. Zai just not looking like a core at all.
He didn't stand a chance. Yeah, if you get caught, it's over. There's no way out, and might even lose a bird here. Moves in with the tag team, the Walrus Punch, both birds dead. Gank the hero, kill his friends. Just making life rough for Liquid in game number 3.
Mickey is farming fairly fast, though, considering the situation and considering how much space is being taken up by his Terrorblade. I mean, he's moving to some dangerous areas, but he knows he has to. He's got to find this Blink Dagger so they have any hope of just getting pickoffs and trying to put Boom a little bit off their plan. You know, stop them from grouping up if you can get that first grab.
They've been able to keep their tier 2 towers alive 6-1. Low kill score is definitely favoring Liquid right now. You do not want the kills to start racking up because it's not going to be Liquid that are killing people. But the question is, how much of the map can Boom take over before this stuff happens? As they will head into the pit. FBZ has Exorcism available, but they're going to try and take it without.
Yeah, he thought about it, but it's like how do they actually start this fight on us? And it looks good, you know what I mean? And this will give the gold over to Tim's as well for the Blink Dagger, so have a save potential to counter versus the eventual initiation that'll come out from Mickey as he's about to finish his Blink as well. It's just a fraction too late, so great timing here from Boom, and
Kisses.
the Kisses come through, but
that's some good damage. They get the kill on the Roche, they won't. So Jackie picks up the Aegis, and Boxy not able to get the snipe.
And they do get a trade on that bottom tower, sort of a bit of a classic. He denies it with the Jug Illusion. Okay, nice, nice. Well done.
Dang. Nicely played down bottom there by Jackie. Blink Dagger coming out for the Tusk, and now have, at the 19-minute mark, Aegis on Jackie. Getting towards and finishing that Manta. It's been a really free game for him. Not a whole lot needed.
1-0-0.
That's a
Hitting
really
creeps,
good,
you know.
A nice carry score. Liquid, do they want to fight now? They're smoked up. They have the blink done. They feel like they need to make something happen.
There's no kisses though, remember.
This is a tough kill.
I don't know.
It's a really tough kill. They're smoked up though. They feel like they have to do something. There is no coddle here. This could be the one big window, but the scan is going to connect again, and boom, they're just so clean with their movements. Not taking chances. This match just as important for them as it is for Liquid. Don't want to lose your chance at the TI Direct qualification, and Skem, Mickey tries to find him.
That's a great grab.
That's a good kill. That's what they needed.
Every single kill matters right now for Liquid, and most importantly, they're about to get the Wraith Pact as well for Zai. So this is where Visage really starts to feel like this force that you look for, and the reason why the hero wins so many games. Because, like, let's look over the numbers and the damage here from Boom. If the fight, gets, like one hero gets picked off, their damage isn't that great necessarily. They don't really have the best frontliners, because Juggernaut is sort of a frontliner, but at the same time, he kind of dances around a little bit.
True.
You have this big damage coming from the TB. There will be eventually the big damage from the Tiny and the Visage to match as well. And I feel like the late game scaling, that this could be something that Liquid could delay for.
Right. For Boom, the plan is pretty simple as far as what they're looking for. Find a target, blow them up at the start, or just allow Coddle heals to rain down and you eventually outscale them if they can particularly kill that Terrorblade. The tower goes down bottom, tier 2, Boxy, spotted. That's the 4-staff away. Zai says, why are you bringing him over to me? Tim's Walrus Punch connects, but it's going to be fine. And yeah, just look at that. Tim's gets ran down.
Hand of God is still here.
They could look for more. Skem tries to back away, kisses round 2. Catches up with the Ench, slowly whittling them down. The silence is out. They have Metamorphosis if they want to turn for this fight. Skem down to such low HP, but will survive through it. Mickey takes a big Illuminate Blast through the side of him.
They're still Hand of God.
BKB, a couple more punches. FPC in trouble. Can they finish him off, though? Not quite. So 2 heroes incredibly low right now for Boom, as Liquid win this fight, but I mean, it does get a little bit sketchy. You could have gotten so much more there.
Yeah, but I mean, that's got to make Boom a little bit nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think?
It's true.
You have this big lead. You can feel how much of the map you're controlling, but you miss out on this initial grab onto one of these 2 heroes between the Snapfire and the Visage, and then more heroes start rotating across the map. And you're like, why aren't we getting kills? And like, we barely survived on an Ench and a Death Prophet.
No meta, no exorcism, but there is no kisses and nothing else.
Wow. I really thought he was going to die from a Blink 4-staff, or a Blink Walrus Punch, but not able to get the vision up there in time.
8k gold lead. They're keeping it somewhat steady, at least. The lead is not accelerating, which is the big thing that you would be worried about for Liquid. Boom. After taking that bottom tier 2 tower, they should be able to clean up these outposts on the bottom side of the map if they want. While Jackie continues to accelerate and farm, Tim's there to back him up, and they're just going to try and keep closing in the map onto Liquid.
Yeah, getting around and securing the space around these tier 2s is fairly simple, but heading towards the high ground can still be a bit scary versus a Tiny, as I'm sure we all know. This will force back the TPs. How much do they want to stay around here? And I'd be careful getting close to this Ench with the Tiny being in the game. They have a 4-staff on Boxy, so like the Tiny could potentially blink in, toss someone in, and be 4-staff to safety.
You have to be really careful there, but I mean, this is kind of a freebie. If they can get this much tower on the tier 3 tower before people come back, such damage on the tier 3 tower, that's a big win. So a bit risky, but the risk pays off. Walrus Punch on the Boxy. 4-staff to the other side of the shards, and the birds go down again.
And the lack of Manta as well there from Matus, like Solar Bind just sort of ruins him unless he wants to pop BKB. It's a full-on commitment to the fight at that point.
I don't think they have familiars for 90. That is a little bit frustrating for Liquid, I'm sure.
That part's a bit rough, yeah. I'll give you that one.
So Aegis going to be reclaimed, and we've got 3 minutes till it's capable of respawning. Still the 8k gold lead. Will there be any other big items that get picked up in between now and that next fight? Scotty, maybe for Terrorblade if we get a decent spawn on it.
Yeah, I think the Scotty for Jug, the Scythe for Yopaj, and the Shivas for DP are like that trio of items that they're going to look for to really try and shut down. Like it's an amazing Shiva's game. Between the fact that there's going to be a lot of side lane play here, so the vision coming out from that's going to be very helpful, but catching these Blink Daggers as well from the Tiny potentially, Chen and all the creeps, Visage, and the Terrorblade, like it's a fantastic item this game. And FPZ just needs that little bit of tankability in the middle too, so you're just happy to grab the plate mail nice and early too.
Will they find anybody?
Oh, some courier's going to get spotted here by Tim, so he's got an idea where they're at. He's just going to follow it.
Follow the courier.
A couple of homing pigeons.
Oh, Insania, he knows you're there. How you doing, buddy? Oh, hello. There it is. There he goes. Walrus Punch comes out. So the courier eventually makes its way over to Snap, and will Tim's find round 2? Doesn't look like he can get there. So more pressure, and the areas where Matumbo Man can farm increasingly decreasing.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Honestly, I'm still impressed by BitK.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen so many Tinies fall so far behind this exact situation where they're like 0-2 and 2, and getting the Echo Saber first, he's really finding every single camp that Matu doesn't take. I mean, maybe it's partially because we often see like these Terrorblades and Alchemists like really take every single thing. Perhaps it's a bit of a conscious decision to give him some space here for the items. And so they're going to smoke up. They know right now that there's no Aegis to fight into, but BKB on the Death Prophet going to be pretty huge. Scythe is there for Yopaj as well.
And who do they find?
He would be a great catch first. Otherwise, you might get counter-initiated by a Scythe.
Kill some couriers. That's an illusion, so they spot Boxy at the very least. Zai playing with only one bird for the next little bit here. 60 seconds on cooldown.
They're sending Schem.
Yeah.
Go take an image.
Again, they just don't feel comfy with heading out and finding a fight. They need to get a pick off. Game is so hard unless Mickey can get that toss back. And even if they find the toss back, you need Matumbo Man there to really get the kill. Or the kisses, one of the two. He is close to this Scotty. Will buy 2 components, 1,000 gold away from finishing it. And Jackie right there with him. So you can see the strength that Matumbo Man's been able to keep up his farm. He's right there with the Juggernaut, but Yopaj is the big difference maker here. Has that Hex done.
Yeah, Hex there. Scotty almost done. Shiva's almost done. Everything coming together with the timing of the Roshan. America's favorite game, 35 seconds. Oh, it's 57 seconds.
Minute.
That's pretty perfect for Boom. They just need those items, and they want to head to the pit, secure that for themselves. And Liquid, what tools will be available for them? The Blink on the Tiny, the Hand of God, the Mech, Hez as well, that Shard once more, so the Granite Golem. I mean, when you're behind, 15% bonus HP, you will take that for sure. And the Wraith Pact as well. So if they can get all their spells out on Liquid, they are sort of this like amorphous blob of just like sustain and difficulty to deal with from Boom. Like, they don't have the most damage necessarily, but that's why we're talking about things like the Shiva's Guard being there to help combat some of that HP issue.
Well, and even if they do jump Matumbo Man, you know, this extra survivability he's going to have with the Scotty completed. Oh, he's so close. Oh, they take his illusion. God, that was his gold. He picks it up now, the point booster, and we'll have it delivered. It's going to pass right by that ward, so they'll know that this is here. And they'll realize that Scotty done. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, setting up for a fight. Second Roche respawns. They spot it immediately on Boom. And heading into the pit while Liquid head down south. They might miss out on this one.
Now, do they exorcism this time? I mean, Jug, you know,
Yeah,
he's got the Blade Fury talents, so he's not like mega hiding, but
Smoke up.
it's pretty fast.
I know, they're coming this direction. Already in the area, Mickey, Jackie, Skem, they're the ones that are blocking this off.
Oh, back
Interrupting, good avalanche onto all. FBZ walks forward, they toss back in. Jackie Matumbaman trying to kill Skem, the BKB's there. It's only the Ench to start. FBZ and his BKB, this is looking pretty good for Liquid. FBZ down low, but the snowball save. The Hex is there, but he's going to have his damage coming out of it. Tim's trying to control, but there's no follow-up on him. Matumbaman, he gets it off the Sunder, the turn. They're already dead on a couple. No DP in this fight. Matumbaman lower and lower. Jackie trying to finish it, and he does. Jackie carry, but will he get out after? Liquid kiting that fight, and they finish him off, but one last blast from Yopaj takes down that Snapfire. 3 for 2. And I don't know if there's enough left to finish Roche.
Yeah, Mickey's still hunting a bit there, see if he can find Skem at the end, but not going to be there. There was a buyback as well from Skem, so that's actually a 4 for 2 trade in favor of Team Liquid. And look at the XP and gold change there. Getting these heroes back after having to turtle together for so long. They're finally going to get a bit of a breath of fresh air and fresh levels.
This is what we talked about, right? You get to this like 30-minute mark and you're able to Liquid play this about as well as you could, not losing that net worth lead, not letting it expand, and suddenly it starts to matter less. But they need their ultis. They can't go for another round right now. Matumbaman's still dead for 5 seconds. Zai gets caught, tries to play a little bit of interrupt, but Yopaj just spamming out this damage from the backline. The mech, it's there for the heal, but it's not enough.
That's an incredible pick-off. They need that so bad right now.
Mickey, they try and move in. Matumbaman, he's just got a punch. He does not have Metamorphosis. Can they chase down the rest of these heroes? Oh, the cookie, but the snowball save again. And Matumbaman down to a quarter HP, pops the BKB, waiting for FBZs to wear out. He wants to sunder this, gets it for the kill. Matumbaman, he hits his mark. Oh my goodness, that is what they needed. Mickey, though, gets found and killed by Skem, but Matumbaman just going in with his bare hands.
And now Jackie's
trying
back.
to make it work.
Jump in, Jackie.
The snowball forward, the spin down, and boom, they take down the carry
There's
of
a
Liquid.
scythe. It's going to be here as well. There's no force staff in time. They can keep this chase on to Boxy.
Boxy tries to hide, tries to get away, but Tim's, Yopaj, they're on the case. The Hex is there, the snowball in. 4 go down, and boom, Roche is open.
Back to the Roche, back to the Shard. Pass that off here, and well, Tim's, he's finally get his courier back, and I've been wondering, can I get an Aghanim? Because I feel like that's sort of a fight where it starts, where Zai goes down. That's what they need right on Boom.
God, this extended fight after the fact, and Liquid just sticking around a little bit too long and getting punished.
Yeah.
Matumbaman was so close to respawning.
Part of the issue there is Insania has no save at this point, right? Like, he gets the mech off, but there's no hand of God at this point, so there's not as much that they can sort of like bait out and put them in a compromising position from Boom. And then at this point, though, when the rundown's here and Matsu's there and you're running out of this sustained damage, like they needed Jackie the first time to bring him down. Great cookie, and even with the snowball, though, not able to turn that BKB. Look at the fearlessness. He's like, you guys have nothing right now when I'm BKB'd. That's a core coddle. I don't care.
Unreal. And Tim's did this fight about as well as you could. Like you said, that snowball there making a huge difference. And, well, Mickey finds him. This fight not over. This game not over by any stretch of the imagination. But Zai will get found. But Matumbaman pops it, chases. The Hex was there from Yopaj. That long-range control, so hard to deal with. And now he's got an E-Blade. This BKB, it's everything for Matumbaman. It's all of the 12% that the Dota Plus is giving him right now.
Yeah. And Tim's still holding the Shard as well. He didn't decide to consume it himself, just sitting in his backpack, so I'm not sure who wants that, but we'll see who they decide to pass it off to. Yeah, I would really like to see the Aghanims, though, from the Tusk. I feel like they're at that point now where they just need to break this up a little bit. And there is some concerns, though, because, like, what if you make this save with the, or, like, what if you try and pull them out, but the Hand of God is too much?
Right.
And then maybe you can't get that initial kill, but I do feel like they kind of need to pick apart this Liquid roster because they're just so strong as a unit at this point in the game, surrounded by this Wraith Pact.
It's true. I mean, again, you're winning right now on Boom, but we saw that when the fight is sort of on even terms, all the heroes there, it's still relatively close. They do go for the shards there onto Tusk. At 13,000 gold lead, and Liquid going to have to hang on to their high ground. And the problem is that now you're actually getting into that next set of items. And when Boom take that next tier, next step up, it's going to be really hard for Liquid to compete against them. Jackie moves on in. They won't quite find the timing. who has finished off the Silver Edge. Hard game for Liquid.
Yeah, the potential is certainly still there, though. I mean, they have the Aghanim's Tusk, you know, they have the Tiny.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, they have the potential to isolate in this game, so out of that Silver Edge could find something. Ob Sentry combo in the bottom lane there from Boom in case someone tries to make their way out there with that Invis. Keep an eye on someone trying to solo push out that lane as well, perhaps. And they're just staying locked in the base right now from Liquid.
Yeah, it's too scary into that Aegis on the Juggernaut. And this is probably going to be the state of the game. They had to do it earlier, waiting out and hoping to find a moment to get out on the map. This time it's a smoke just outside of vision. This might just be a farming one. I don't know if they'll find anybody to go for a quick jump onto.
Yeah, just some D wards there from Boxy, clearing up the pillar, give them an idea what's up. Check the other ones as well. They don't even go for the opens right now. Jackie just TP's in confidently. Says, if you want to start a fight on my Aegis, I am in.
He is super ready for that one.
Spinning for the wave with the movement speed.
Sends out the illusions. And the wave will be caught here by Mickey. Does the old avalanche toss, then TP outplay, cutting waves where they can while they try and buy time for Matumba Man to get another item.
Oh, Sam, it's big upgrades for Zai. He's gotten the shard now on the Visage. There's also going to be a shard finish for Boxy here now as well, so that's stun coming out. They have a lot more control now to try and get this damage out from Matu because he's really the one they need to enable at this point, right? We're just trying to ensure that he can get as much right clicks out as possible. And Mickey, in a similar vein, of course, just wants to get that first big jump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need to find one of those targets, get somebody caught. The other thing is potentially a refresher at some point because it's meta and it's BKB for Liquid. It makes all the difference in the world, but Terrorblade still need to get more gold, more damage before then, so he can blow up that Juggernaut, because so far, Jackie, again, yet to really be touched that much in this game. 2-1-2.
Well, and as Liquid, you see them, they're piling up these Observer wards. The next smoke out, right, you got to ensure that you can see everything in the fight. So you might just see them drop them down everywhere. I don't know what kind of sustained vision you can get out there right now. Not a lot of gems, by the way, in this series, but we do have one this time on Scam, so going to be there to help control that vision. That just makes it a little bit more valuable, I would say, when you're dropping them in the fight, because if you leave them out on the map with you being herded back into your base so often, it's very likely they're just going to get spotted by somebody with the gem.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of just drop them down in the fights and hope that that's enough for you to win, especially when you have someone like a Terrorblade who has this big, long range of the right clicks. You just don't want to lose someone.
No. Got to keep that vision on him, not get fogged out. They do place one ward down now on Boom to try and control this area. If the fight breaks out, they're going to be in a good spot.
It's a minute and a half from tier 4s, and they haven't even finished their tier 3 neutrals yet either from Liquid. So
I mean, they got to get out on the map and get those.
Yeah, it would not hurt to get out there now. And of course, with the Aegis being down, this is the time to do that.
There is also double Aeon discs picked up for the Coddle and the Tusk. So if things start getting a little bit dicey, they're going to be able to survive that initial burst.
Kind of interesting that neither of them tried the disassemble, huh? Because neither of them have been popped yet.
Yeah, it's true.
Or reassemble, I suppose.
Smoke out, Liquid. Seeing if they can catch anybody that's just heading out on the map. Mickey will run into some Juggernaut illusions. They get down a ward in the mid lane, and Liquid trying to, as you said, get that farm on, get this next round of creeps. Oh, the illusions get taken, the bounty rune away too.
Yeah, and Insania just looking to pop smokes, standing there in the tree line by this double observer. So this is where they want to fight, or at least they're willing to fight right now.
But look at home. Boom, pressuring the tower. Tier 3 falls unassisted. There's nothing else there besides those illusions.
That's the first one to go as well.
So a good play by Boom. They see, all right, you take back over your jungle, we'll take your towers. Get it taken care of. 15k gold. But the other thing is this next round, the Aegis coming out, third one. We'll see who it is that ends up claiming the prize as Jackie building into the butterfly next.
It feels like Yopaj just needs his allies to be as survivable and annoying as he is, because he wants these slightly longer and extended fights so he can just keep spamming out all his items, his E-Blade, his constant healing onto the team. And that was the one thing that I think they were sort of struggling in that fight, that Liquid was able to go toe-to-toe with them. And they are kind of feeling like they're at that point, right? Especially with one more item. Even just like some evasion or something on FBZ would be huge for them.
Smoke. FBZ, as you said, has a couple of survivability items, but they are going to head out front and center. Liquid.
Boxy's going for a real risky ward.
Evacuating
It actually
the
got
area
pinged
here.
by Skem. He knew.
Yeah, Skem's realizes it, and Boxy going to jump away. So this should tip off the rest of Liquid that there's trouble in the area. Mickey likely to TP out, although Yopaj, his smoke breaks. Goes in Biz. Do they have any detection? Doesn't look like it. So Mickey able to get out of there. Does he go for another play here? Going to cut another wave maybe? That might be. No, he's just going to TP. Plays it safe. Dude, this game's, it's like you catch the tiny there and like that could be it. That could be their qualification.
Yeah, he actually had no buyback too, so slightly worrisome there. And 10 seconds. America's favorite game, Gabe. When will Roche respawn?
If it's very quick, maybe
Give me a number.
favors Liquid. 2 seconds.
22 seconds.
Oh my goodness. We're always so
It's
early.
two's all the down. All the down. Two's all the way down. 47. All right. Okay. A little bit early here.
Gem picked up for the Chen. I know they got to deward this area. This next Roche, it's everything. It's pivotal.
Ooh, they have no obs on them right now? That is rough. I mean, they're planting it on their high ground. They're going to try and hold this territory, but I think that's their last ward at the moment, too. So that is frightening. You do not want to lose sight of them in this engagement.
Tim's Skem ready to face check this with a creep. The Glimmer after, the toss back. They get their Tusk, but there's the Aeon Disc proc. The Hex already out onto Terrorblade. This could be okay for them. Snowball onto one.
He plants a ward, too.
The pushback, they have good vision. Onto all. Jackie goes for the spin. FBZ, they turn onto this DP, trying to kill him off in time. Can they do it, though? The Abba toss combo, it's enough. FBZ will fall, and the kisses coming in the back line. Yopaj takes care of that. But it is only 1-for-1. It was the DP kill.
It was, but there's also no BKB on Matu, so getting back into this fight can be very troublesome for Team Liquid. But they're going to find that this Roche is up now for Boom.
And that's hard. I feel like, again, no DP. Maybe there's a little bit of worry there, but there's going to be this window where Exorcism's down and DP has respawned.
Oh, there's also not going to be a meta, too, so there's perhaps an idea here from Boom. Instead, though, they're kind of examining the mid lane here, pushing this out. Don't want to give anything for free to Liquid in terms of vision and knowledge of the map. And now they steal a Conjure Image. They head in towards the pit with the illusions.
Yeah, they see it's
not
ready.
opt for it yet.
Wait for DP to be back up, and then they can go if they want. Liquid. The story remains the same. Push outside lanes, try and buy time. It just, they're waiting for that perfect fight, and a couple of times they found it, but they can't extend that fight and take down the rest of those heroes. But this is going to be an Aghanim Scepter done. Jackie,
Is it time?
Tims, they're all there.
I mean, Jackie's probably the best one, but I'm down for Tim's.
Oh, there you go. We'll see if he takes it.
I mean, he's kind of owned the series. Game 1 Tusk, you know.
Listen, it's a carry. They're going to take the axe. You know what's going to happen.
Come on, Tim's. Move that slot.
Not quick enough.
Yeah, they're just faster clickers. That's all it is.
Well, a lead that has been growing more and more is further now into the favor of Boom. And see fans rejoicing at this so far. The question is, can they close it out?
They've been hurt too many times before. Their hope's not up yet. They know.
There's a danger. Always a danger. Things could turn around. Zai losing birds in this bottom lane. Has to go for the resummon back on home.
I mean, the best sign is that it's the major and it's not versus another C team. So
That's
they
true.
know that they're not necessarily going to lose because C teams have to knock each other out of the lower bracket in every major, and that is the rule.
Every single time.
They know that. So, you know, they will fight until they find the C team.
Right. That's right. Another big pickup here, though. Zai finishing the AC. Again, you have this huge lead now for Boom, and it has continued to stay that way throughout most of this game. But there's always that inkling in the back of your head. If Boom take one bad fight, suddenly could be going under.
It's also, like, particularly for Matu, right? He just has zero concerns about this Coddle as long as he's BKB'd for the most part, right? He can just kind of ignore him. And there is the potential for the save. And by the way, I love this. The Aghanims. I feel like we're seeing the Aghanims a little bit, particularly from the Roche when it gets given to the Coddle, but it looks so strong every time I see it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we kind of moved away from it a little bit, and it has its own issues versus Terrorblade, but I think even the last time we saw it was versus a TB, and it still feels very difficult to play versus.
They're getting all the items right now. I mean, there's that Aghanims you're talking about, but FBZ just finishes the halberds, so now has evasion. We think about those last couple of fights where he's just gotten focused by Matumba Man. Much less likely that's going to happen.
Although he will be able to sell out pretty soon and get that. Well, I say soon for the MKB. No, not that soon. So yeah, that evasion's going to be kicking for a while. Buyback situation here. Not so good for Liquid.
No.
Only the supports.
You got to go all in for this one.
Yeah, you got a TB, so don't really want to buy back with no meta. And he was eyeing up the Aghanims before as well on Matu, but changing his mind.
Blinding Light stun, 1.25 seconds. That's an S, not a 5. 1.2 seconds. 43 minutes in, and boom, still playing about as safe as you can be. The Death Prophet has been the focus that they've had over and over again in these fights. And this time, with the halberd with everything else, it might not be as good. They toss back a creep. That is not good enough. Force staff 2 times to try and get out. As Zai will drop his familiars down. Jackie still very, very tanky in all of this. Take over the illusion of the Terrorblade. Try and do what damage they can. The Force Staff in, actually, and Zai has to back away. Jackie, after the spin, will retreat. That melee racks down substantially, and Terrorblade illusions now hitting their own racks. As Jackie runs in with the spin, tries to bring it down, gets it, and then the walk away.
The protection of the shard wall and then bouncing the units over is very crafty. It forms like a big U in between the 2 racks that they can't really get past.
And the melee racks down. Boom. They're taking this sort of slow, steady approach, which is just going to be spin forward, take the building, back away. And it's hard not to agree with them. It's a pretty safe way to push.
And both Aeon Discs still up right now. That's probably the key item at the moment for the beginning of these engagements. So they want to try and find Yopaj, trying to annihilate him in the back, because he is squishy, of course. I mean, he's got 3k HP, but you can get through that.
Gets the spin off. No chance for a toss back. The Hex was there. Meanwhile, the break, it connects. Good chunk of damage. Jackie brought down a little bit lower, but the heals, there's so many heals. Yeah. Whether it's Skem, whether it's anybody, it doesn't matter, it feels like.
There's Healing Ward, there's Wraith Backdoor as well here for the side of Boom, so.
Has a Lotus Orb on him. Zai drops the birds again. And 45 seconds left on this Aegis.
These constant solar binds on Matu. Feels like he just can't move. He doesn't want to pop his BKB to dispel them, but they don't have any other soft dispel.
Another spin, hit the tier 3 tower, back away. I mean, can you feel how bad Boom want to win this? They pop Exorcism, they pop all that stuff, still only putting the jug forward with the Aegis, and as soon as it gets close, they're going to back away. Take your small little victories, and no throwing today.
Nope. 24k lead, and just under 20 seconds now left on that Aegis, so we might be going for another one.
There might be another one indeed. I mean, there might be another one after that if the game keeps going like this. The worry that I do kind of have is, you know, you think about late game, the difference that you get with these items. A refresher on TB does change a lot. Whereas, like, the next item on Jug, for instance, how much extra value do you get out of that? The marginal benefit, right?
Yeah, he already hit so fast.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. So, he is still scaling, though. Pretty
true.
Frightening pace here, as he, of course, does have that Aghanim with the Swift Slash. So, being able to just Swift Blink in there, that's a lot of damage. So is the Mjolnir to go to next as well, if he wants to. Obviously, very strong versus the TB.
Swift Blink done. 46 minutes. And boom, playing on their own side of the map while Liquid are going to venture forward, maybe try and get some vision down. Still just 11 to 14. It has been, it's such a different, like, sort of feeling in the game right here in these elimination matches for, you know, wanting to go through. I mean, this is, both of these teams' entire year has been building up to going to this tournament, and it all comes down to one best of 3, and game 3.
They're looking, how do we win this fight? And you can see Boxy just saying, like, I just got a scythe. Like, I think I just need, like, blink stun, get a scythe on someone else. Zai thinking similarly, eyeing towards a scythe. That's obviously very far away. But one thing that is getting pretty close is Insania's Aghanim Scepter. And this is something that could, you know, it's not big AoE disable in this situation, right? It's not like you're going to be stopping like an RP or something. Everyone's like suddenly dispelled. But, you know, we talk about things like Matu, get these like nuisances and everything. Something that can at least help out a little bit perhaps in between BKBs if he gets that refresher, or even after the BKB to help him out, because between, I mean, he has the Satanic as well, I guess, for the Solar Bind, so he does have that at the very least, but yeah, that's not really the softest spell you want to be popping randomly.
No, it feels bad. But they will wait around this side of the map, eventually need to deal with the creep wave that's brought into their buildings. And Dire scan, try and find if they're wrapping around behind, but no, Liquid just playing in their own jungle as Tiny tries to get towards that Moonshard next. Still hanging on to a Windlace of all things, but sort of a testament to how rough this game has been for them. The Jug and the Coddle just so unbelievably farmed. Yopaj has had such a free game. 6-1-4 on this Coddle.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's crazy. 2 heroes keeping it pretty close with a Terrorblade at this point is very hard to do, and you know, not without its consequences, of course. Like sometimes the other heroes, I mean, think about the fact that you're the 3rd core and these other heroes. Oh, nice.
Catch one. Tim's on disc there, but they won't find anything else after. MKB done for the Terrorblade. I think I saw a sight. They have the Will-O-Wisp instantly dead. Yopaj tries to throw out some Illuminate spam.
All too meta.
Can they find anything here, though? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, now he didn't BKB at the very least, but still. Obviously, you need that that meta to really fight, and he gets a Wraith Pact out of it.
Yeah, not what he would have hoped for.
Oh, it's a quick Roche, too. While we were busy with that engagement, the timer popped up. It's going to be short, and it's going to be without meta now for Team Liquid.
God, that hurts. That really hurts for Liquid.
I mean, I don't know if they can contest it anyway necessarily, but of course that might be the battleground where they choose to fight instead. There's a lot of benefits, though, being near their base at the moment because they have this toss, of course, and the Tier 4 towers certainly don't hurt in a fight, as well as the fact that you're going to have those buybacks there, so.
They leave the side of the map, though. Boom going to head out. And Matsu's going to catch this wave here. He's almost at the refresher.
Imagine if he sends the birds in right now from Zai, too.
Zai found the Roche that got them in a really good position in one of the previous games. Could be another way to make it work. Ench is going to send the courier in. That does not work anymore.
Just hanging out.
Oh,
you know, maybe they kill the courier.
That's true. Fair enough. Dagon bought now by the Coddle. So the zap is there. Trying to have that as well as buyback for Yopaj.
Only a 400 gold surplus at 4,000 gold, by the way.
That's so crazy. I'm just keeping my eyes on this refresher. That's going to be the big thing for him. Boom, they spot it. Into the pit they go. And Liquid, are they going to be able to get here? Do they even want to?
The Radiant scan the high ground, just saying, like, are they coming up the ramp? Well, they're not coming up the ramp right now. The birds go by. Zai's going to send the bird into the pit. He's going to see this going down.
Yeah, they spot him with Scam. Can't quite connect in time, and Roche, another one, will be claimed by Boom. Refresher.
Oh, yes.
The Aghanim Scepter for the kick.
It's time.
It's dangerous, and there's a DD bottom. It doesn't get better than this for Boom.
No, much needed, and of course, Tim's also once again towards that Aether Lens as well to help extend the usefulness of it, too.
Nicely done by Matamba Man.
Oh, yeah, it was a good play.
I mean, one Omni Slash with a DD from Jug, and that could be the end of the game just right there. It might be without the DD, to be honest.
Yeah, between that and the Swift Slash as well, it's a tough guy to lock down here, and they're going to move higher very confidently. There's that sight, though, now revealed from Boxy.
Cookie.
Stun, 4-step in.
Do they have anything after? Doesn't look like it. Jackie still can't do it.
Jackie doesn't care.
Not concerned. Tim's with the kick out. They found him. Matamba Man. Oh, the Sunder. Where is it? He needs it now. He's trying to survive with just the Satanic, and it's actually good enough. Tim's turned upon Jackie, trying to focus. Can they kill him off in time? Hex, the control, the right clicks, the forward, the cookie. They missed, though. They missed the cookie. Now turns, has to force step out, but it's not going to be enough. Yopaj comes through with the damage in the end. But the buyback is there from Terrorblade. The kick onto Mickey. Tim's just keeps on finding targets. This Aghanim Scepter was exactly what they needed. He does have buyback. And they're going to need it from this Tiny if they want to stop this pressure coming from Boom.
Oh, the smoke up as well from the other heroes in the back. Remember, though, this is a Terrorblade now who doesn't have meta.
Doesn't have
He
enough.
can't afford a refresher with that buyback as well. Tough to really do much in these fights.
And Boom, they can sense blood in the water. They're not even worried anymore. Jackie no longer going for the spin hit. He's just hitting right away. Will back away as everybody rejoins him, but this is the last Rax remaining. Mega Creeps soon on the menu.
And you can see the hesitation of Tim's with the Ags too, right? Like with the big save initially on the Terrorblade with the Hand of God, it was a little bit rough at first, but obviously they just have so much sustain and the Aegis on the Juggernaut that they feel comfortable with a support buyback in that situation. So Tim's again ready to hunt here with another kick if someone presents themselves.
Liquid, they're staying in this one till the bitter end.
One last building.
Can Boom close this out cleanly?
Mickey caught by a shards. He's
And
lost.
there it is.
He's
The
been
Hex,
hexed.
they kick him. Mickey in trouble. There's no save. Tries to push away the cookie, everything. They do actually get him out. Meanwhile, the Walrus Punch, the Dagon. Matumba Man is dead for 2 minutes with no buyback. Boom. They sense it's their time. They want to go to TI. And sense a collective sigh of relief from all the Southeast Asia fans as at least one team is going through direct. If they can finish this one off, it's a lot of damage from Mickey, but Jackie is strong. 2 more dead. Zai gets caught by the fear. Yopaj is godlike. The buyback from the Visage. Everything thrown out in the line. As Liquid do not want to give this up, but FBZ is too strong. Ava, toss, combo, the Jug, he's still got an Aegis. It's not going to matter. As Boom are going to close this one out, finish off the game, unless Jackie dives Fountain. That's the Aegis at least.
Just need the refresh, you know?
But Liquid, there's not enough left in the tank. And Boom are going to take this series 2-1. They're going to TI.
Yeah, Jackie gets in there, throws a penny in the well for some good luck with the Fountain feed.
Oh, FBZ's loving it.
And there it is. Absolute jubilation now for the C region, for the C fans. They have a team guaranteed to go to TI, and it is Boom. They started strong this year, and they're going to finish it here at the Arlington Major. At the very least, we'll be seeing them in Singapore.
That's right. Impressive display from them. Still Fnatic to play through the bottom for Liquid. It's going to be qualifiers again. A tough situation.